Hi friends, Zoe here. Welcome back to Zovember. Today I'm super excited to talk to you because I'm going to be talking to you about those big audacious goals that I set at the beginning of the year. So let's get started. All right. So if you guys are familiar with my channel and have been following along for quite some time, at the beginning of the year, I set some awesome goals for myself. Some big, somewhat crazy goals, but I really had in my mind that I wanted to achieve all of them. And I'm gonna be visiting my progress at the end of the video, but first I wanna address why I stopped sharing because I started this Goal Digger series, I got about 2 episodes in and I was super enthusiastic about it, and then I kind of dropped off. And I kind of dropped off because this year has been full of challenges for me. Full of challenges that I've never had to face before. Full of hurdles and just learning to uncover the power that I have within and get myself through any situation that the universe throws at me. I've truly felt like this year was a molding year. A year that has shaped me into the person I am today, and I'm definitely not the same Zoe I was at the beginning of the year. I'm not gonna go into details about the challenges, nor should I, about the challenges or hard times that I've faced this year, because that's not what this is about. But what I wanna let you know is that through all the things that happened, through all the challenges, the highs, the lows, the ups and the downs, I have come out of this year so far a much better, much stronger person than I was at the beginning. And I'm very excited to continue to teach and share the things that I've learned in hopes that you'll improve your life as well from anything that I've learned. So yes, this year was totally full of ups and downs, and I want to explain the sense of like it molding me out, because I feel like this is one way that I can come to terms when you're faced with continuous challenges. So the universe wants nothing more than for you to grow and for you to become the optimal you, your best self. And I feel like when we are ready and willing to reach our next level, it always requires a next version of us, a leveled up version. So it's kind of like a video game. So let's say you level up, you head to a next level, you're playing Mario or something, and you're hopping and you're hitting the question mark boxes, and there's little mushrooms and bad guys after you, and you have to defeat them to get to the end of the level. And then you move a level up, and each level is a little bit harder, but each level you're a little bit more prepared because you know what to expect and then some. So I believe that when you are about to head into an amazing, abundant chapter of your life, you're gonna have to trim the fat or mold yourself out. You're gonna need to shed the excess layers of yourself that are no longer serving you, or you're going to have to toughen up to shed those things off of you. So this year has been all about that for me. It's been definitely a year focused on self-improvement, but self-improvement in a way that I never have known it before. Self-improvement of a way of applying everything that I've learned from the books that I've read, from the people that I've met, from the places that I've traveled to. I really had to apply all of the knowledge that I've learned and obtained to my actual life. And sometimes this meant like dragging myself out of bed when I just felt so defeated, or doing my best to cheer myself up on a bad day. And I know that we all have ups and downs in our life, but I can promise you that going forward, I'm gonna continue to share all of my uplifting content that I can with you guys to inspire you to live your dream lives, because you only have one and you deserve all the very best, and you have all the tools inside of you to make that happen. So we will always level up together. I can promise you that. I will always share with you what I've learned, especially when things come full circle and I make new connections in my life. I actually have a whole playlist on self-improvement, so if you guys feel like doing a little bit of a binge, it will be linked down below. But let's get started now with the goals that I'd set for myself at the beginning of the year. And I want to let you guys know, I stopped actually visiting this list because I felt that when I was focusing too much on all different categories, I couldn't solely focus on one. A little bit like the grid concept, of which I've spoken about before. I'll give you a brief refresher. So with the grid concept is that think of different areas of your life as filling a grid. Let's say you have family, let's say you have language learning, let's say you have studying, let's say you have spending time in nature. All of these different boxes need to be filled. When you can focus a lot on one, it will start to overflow in other areas of your life. So let's say that you are focusing on your YouTube channel. YouTube channel is one box that you have and you're so excited, enthusiastic about YouTube. When you're excited, enthusiastic about YouTube, other things will follow. So you will feel more abundant. You'll probably be attracting more money at this time. You'll probably be attracting a lot of exciting experiences and new friends. So similar to goals, is that some months I was solely focused on one goal specifically, making it happen, planning it out, and fulfilling it. And that's why I had a hard time revisiting with you guys, because I felt like my progress couldn't be tracked month by month. Sometimes I felt like maybe perhaps quarterly it should be revisited, because some things will have come to fruition, maybe 2 or 3 things in one month, and then other months were a bit slow and not much had changed, but I was still actively thinking and manifesting. So we're gonna revisit the goals here. I'm excited to share with you guys. All right, so at the beginning of the year, my self-improvement goal was to read 2 books per month, and I've definitely done that. I've also started a monthly self-improvement book club with my Patreon community. If you guys are interested in joining that, I'll be linking it down below. We read 1 self-improvement book together per month, and once per week we reflect on a certain topic of it, and I'm really enjoying it so far. And shout out to my community members out there. I'm so happy we can improve all together. So I have definitely kept up with this reading 2 books per month. And honestly guys, sometimes it's more than that. I can be a bit of a book junkie, but I love it. And next, my cultural goal was to move to Italy and become fluent. So at the beginning of the year, I got to tick that one right off the bat, because I received my visa in Toronto in January and I started studying right away. I don't know if I would consider myself fluent, because to me, fluency means to be able to express my whole personality in another language, which is something that I've just recently discovered, because I can get by in conversations, I can tell a little bit of stories here, but I don't have the confidence to say that I am Zoe in Italian, if that makes sense. I can be Zoe in English for sure. I'm Zoe right now in front of you guys, but it's hard for me to become Zoe in Italian. Let me know if you know what I mean. But I'm still working towards this goal, and I'm patient with it. I'm definitely patient with it. All right, so my next goal was my spiritual goal, and I had set out to go to India. I had set out to go to India and stay at my guru's ashram, which was a goal of mine. It has been a goal of mine for a long time. And this is one that I wanted to speak a little bit more to you guys about, because I had this goal, I had it in my mind, and I kind of felt like I probably suffocated a little bit, because I feel like with anything spiritual, you kind of need to be called to it, you need to be attracted to it. And not to say I wasn't attracted to India, because I tried to make it work, but somehow something kept coming up in my life to make for India not to happen at the time that I wanted it to happen. So I just decided to let go, and I'm now just trusting in the universe that whenever I'm supposed to go to India on a self-discovery trip, I'll know when the right time is. Because as much as I was forcing it, I realized that, you know what, sometimes you need to back off and trust in the universe that that divine timing will strike you when it is divine timing. And so that's still my goals. But this month in ZOVEMBER, I'm going to be documenting a week spiritual retreat at Rhythmia in Costa Rica, which is a life advancement center where I'm going to be learning about breath work, yoga. I'm going to be taking part in an ayahuasca ceremony. So I'm going to be documenting that for you guys later on, and I'm considering that my spiritual trip for the year, because it is going to be a solo journey and a solo journey inward. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to sharing it with you guys. This month of ZOVEMBER is literally going to be like an eat, pray, love experience, because I'm starting it off in Italy and then I'm going to Toronto for a few days, very briefly, and then I'm going to Costa Rica to do some serious self-discovery in the jungle. And then after that, I'm going to the Caribbean with my parents, which I haven't seen in almost a year, to have some really quality time together. So it's going to be an amazing month, and it's going to be, like I said, me talking about self-improvement and then me applying it right in front of you guys, me sharing my experiences with you guys. Also, for the spiritual goal, I did attend a self-improvement course in London at the beginning of the year, and it was very transformative. I feel like it definitely set me up to become a life coach in my future. So, travel goals. I wanted to go on trips with friends, and I also want to do some solo travel. Finally, this is coming to fruition this month as well with the solo travel, but I wanted to touch on going to places that people can be hesitant of, especially being a female traveler. So I documented our journey to Jordan. Anastasia and I, we went to the beautiful country of Jordan, and it was so incredible. It was just such a life-changing experience, and I didn't know what to expect going to Jordan because this was my first time in that area of the world, and I'd heard hesitations from people, of course, because of what goes on in the surrounding countries, but I've never felt more safe and more welcome than I did in Jordan. And I'll give a special recommendation to a video, Wadi Fainan, where I went to the Bedouin tents and met little Ali and his family, and it was such a beautiful, beautiful experience, and I'm so happy that I got to share that with you guys. So for those of you who've been following along for a long time, thank you. I really, truly appreciate it. I love to learn and grow with you, so I'm happy that I got to share some of my goals happening real time with you. My next goal was my creative goal, and that was to write my novel. And this is another goal that I had to take a step back and let go of, similar to what I mentioned about India. So my original goal was to spend the month of August in Greece writing my novel. And this is one thing that I feel like I suffocated. I wanted it, tried to plan it, and it didn't work out. Other opportunities and things started to present themselves that required me to be in Italy or required me to be in other places. So I had to let go. And honestly, I feel like that was probably the hardest thing for me to let go of this year, because I had visualized it so well in my mind and I couldn't have it come to fruition. And I struggled with that because I felt like I was so excited all year to spend the month of August in Greece writing this book. But then, like I said, you gotta practice letting go. I had it in a bubble, I let it go, and now, like I mentioned, in November, I'm going to be spending a quiet holiday with my family in the Caribbean, and I feel like that will be my time when I'll get to write it. And I'm gonna try my best to write as much as I can. No promises it's gonna be done by the end of the year. I assume it will probably be out 2019, maybe even the beginning of 2020. Sometimes these processes take a while, but I'm dedicated and I'm looking forward to writing while I am there. And some extent, this goal was not fulfilled, and it's hard to say that. You never want to say that you failed. I don't really consider it a failure, though. I consider it as the divine timing didn't meet me where I had planned for it to meet me. My next goal was to get into the best shape of my life, which I truly feel like I am now. I've never been at a place where I feel more comfortable and confident in my body, and I just feel healthy. I have no guilt when I eat. I just really truly enjoy life to an extent that I never have before when it comes to my relationship with my body and food. And I'm excited because I've planned on creating a couple videos around this in ZOVEMBER, so stay tuned for that. For my financial goal, it was to pay off my student loan, and I can honestly sit here and tell you guys that the student loan has been paid off, and I couldn't be more grateful or more just, if you have a student loan, you know the type of feeling that it is. It's kind of like this spiky ball and chain that follows you around, and I am just so incredibly grateful for the fact that that is now paid off, and I can move forward into my life and, for example, start to learn more. I'm in school right now studying Italian, but I'm actually, like I mentioned, going to be getting certified to become a life coach, which is my big dream. So it feels like I can let go of the postgraduate and move on to the life coaching, and my heart just feels so big. So yes. All right, so my last goal was my giving back goal, and this was to volunteer with the baby sea turtles. And at the beginning of the year, I expressed to you guys that this goal was something I really wanted to achieve, and through the year I launched a campaign raising money for sea turtles, and I also donated my Patreon money to sea turtles, and we were able to raise enough money to save a lot of sea turtles. In November, I'm going to be going down to Costa Rica to volunteer for 1 week with sea turtles and share that experience with you guys, and I couldn't be more excited about it. $1 can save up to 5 hatchlings, so there's going to be a link down below if you guys would like to donate. Even if it's just the cost of your morning coffee, you can save some lives here, some precious, beautiful lives, so please consider it. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed my recap on my goals. My apologies again for not keeping consistent with the series, but as I learn, I promise I will always share. So thank you for tuning in to Zovember Day 2, and I'll be seeing you again tomorrow. Bye.